These days, you hear it everywhere. Protect your peace, just cut people off. And on the surface, it sounds empowering. Walk away from stress. Remove anything that disturbs your energy. But what often gets overlooked is, this many people aren't actually finding peace. They're becoming isolated. Instead of building healthier relationships, they're quietly disconnecting from everyone, mistaking distance for emotional safety. The truth is, not every uncomfortable moment means someone needs to be removed from your life. Not every disagreement is a sign of toxicity. Sometimes, it's just part of being human, messy, imperfect, and real. So the real question isn't who should you cut off. It's this: how do you protect your peace without pushing everyone away? Not everyone who frustrates you is toxic. In today's culture, it's easy to label people quickly. One disagreement, one misunderstanding, and suddenly someone is bad for your energy. But real relationships don't work like that. Conflict is normal. Friends say the wrong thing. Family members misunderstand you. Even people who genuinely care about you can have off days. The difference lies in patterns. A toxic person consistently disrespects your boundaries, dismisses your feelings, or brings repeated harm into your life. But occasional tension? That's just part of human connection. For example, a friend canceling plans last minute might feel disappointing, but it doesn't automatically make them toxic. It might just mean they're overwhelmed. The key insight is this: maturity is knowing when to address an issue, not abandon the relationship. Avoidance might feel like peace, but it's often just temporary relief. When you completely withdraw from people or situations, you may escape discomfort in the moment, but you also miss the chance to build healthier, more balanced relationships. Boundaries, on the other hand, offer a more sustainable solution. Instead of disappearing, you stay present while clearly defining what is and isn't acceptable for you. For example, instead of ignoring someone entirely because conversations always turn stressful, you might say, "I'm not comfortable discussing that topic," or choose to limit how often you engage. Rather than replying to every message immediately and feeling drained, you allow yourself time before responding. Psychologically, this shift is powerful. Avoidance reinforces anxiety and disconnection, while boundaries build self-respect and emotional stability. You're not running away, you're learning how to stay without losing yourself. One of the fastest ways to lose your peace is trying to save everyone around you. Many people fall into the habit of constantly listening, fixing, and carrying other people's emotional burdens. At first, it feels like kindness. But over time, it turns into emotional overload, the kind of exhaustion that builds quietly until you feel drained, irritable, and mentally checked out. The signs are subtle but clear. You feel responsible for other people's happiness. You struggle to say no, and you often put your own needs last. You may even feel guilty when you don't have the energy to help. The solution isn't to stop caring, it's to care with limits. That might mean saying, "I can't talk about this right now," or choosing not to engage in every problem brought to you. You're not responsible for fixing every you. You're responsible for protecting your energy. In a world where everyone is constantly connected, there's an unspoken pressure to always be available. Messages, notifications, call sit can feel like you're expected to respond instantly, no matter what you're doing or how you feel. Over time, this creates a subtle but powerful stress, as if your time and attention no longer fully belong to you. But the truth is, you don't owe anyone immediate access to your energy. Taking time to respond isn't rude, it's healthy. Whether you're resting, working, or simply needing a mental break, you have the right to pause. Giving yourself that space allows your mind to reset and prevents emotional burnout. Protecting your peace sometimes looks as simple as not replying right away and being okay with that. Not everyone in your life is meant to have the same level of access to you. Healthy relationships naturally exist in layers. There are a few people in your inner circle, some who are close but not deeply involved, and others who remain acquaintances. The problem starts when we treat everyone as if they deserve full emotional access, trust, and time. A common mistake is oversharing with people who haven't earned that level of closeness, then feeling hurt when they don't respond with care or understanding. Not everyone is equipped or meant to handle your deeper thoughts and emotions. The adjustment is simple but powerful. Match your level of openness to the level of trust. Spend more energy on relationships that feel safe and reciprocal, and less on those that don't. You don't need to cut people off, you just need to place them where they belong in your life. Sharing everything with everyone might feel natural, but it often comes at a cost. When you open up to the wrong people, your words can be misunderstood, dismissed, or even used against you. What was meant to be vulnerability can turn into regret. Over time, this creates emotional tension. You start overthinking what you said, questioning people's reactions, and feeling less safe being yourself. The issue isn't that sharing is bad, it's that not everyone has earned access to your inner world. Some people are better suited for light conversations, while others have shown they can handle deeper trust. Learning to be selective changes everything. You begin to pause before opening up, choosing people who have proven they listen, respect, and support you. Peace often comes not from saying more, but from knowing what to keep for yourself. One of the most powerful ways to protect your peace is learning not to absorb every emotion around you. This is where emotional detachment comes in, not as a form of coldness, but as a form of control. It means you can care about people without carrying their moods, reactions, or negativity with you. In everyday life, this shows up in simple moments. Someone at work is irritated, and instead of internalizing it, you recognize it's their stress, not yours. A friend criticizes you, and instead of reacting immediately, you pause and decide whether it actually reflects your truth. This skill takes practice. It starts with awareness. Notice when you're taking things personally or feeling affected by others' emotions. Then create a mental boundary. Observe, but don't absorb. Peace grows when you realize not everything around you belongs to you. Not everything deserves your reaction. In a world that constantly encourages quick responses and strong opinions, it's easy to feel like you need to reply, defend, or explain yourself at every turn. But reacting to everything only drains your energy and pulls you into unnecessary tension. There's a quiet strength in knowing when to stay silent. Not every comment needs a comeback. Not every misunderstanding needs to be corrected immediately. Sometimes, people speak from their own emotions, assumptions, or limitations, and engaging only fuels the situation further. The real skill is discernment, knowing what matters and what doesn't. If something doesn't align with your values or truly impact your life, it's okay to let it pass. Peace often comes from choosing not to engage, even when you could. One of the biggest sources of frustration in relationships comes from trying to change other people. We want them to understand us better, act differently, or meet our expectations. But the reality is, people only change when they choose to. No amount of explaining, convincing, or hoping can force that process. Psychologically, this creates a cycle of disappointment. The more you try to control someone else's behavior, the more powerless you end up feeling when they don't respond the way you want. It drains your energy and keeps you stuck in the same pattern. The shift happens when you redirect that control back to yourself. Instead of trying to change them, you adjust your boundaries, your expectations, and your reactions. You decide what you will tolerate and how you will respond. Peace begins when you stop managing others and start managing yourself. Real peace isn't found in isolation, it's found in balance. Cutting everyone off might give you temporary relief, but over time, it often leads to loneliness, disconnection, and a lack of meaningful support. Humans are wired for connection, and completely removing people from your life can quietly take away the very relationships that help you grow and feel grounded. What truly protects your peace is not distance from people, but clarity within yourself. It's knowing who deserves your energy, setting boundaries without guilt, and choosing how deeply you engage in each relationship. Instead of shutting people out, you learn to adjust access, protect your emotional space, and stay centered even in imperfect interactions. Isolation says, I need to escape to feel okay. Balance says, I can stay and still be okay. That's where real, lasting peace lives. Protecting your peace isn't about shutting people out, it's about showing up differently. It's about choosing clarity over avoidance, boundaries over burnout, and self-awareness over control. The truth is, you don't need to disappear to feel better. You need to understand where your energy goes and who truly deserves access to it. At the end of the day, peace is something you build, not something you find by running away. As a reminder, you don't protect your peace by removing people, you protect it by mastering your response to them. If this resonated with you, take a moment to reflect where in your life do you need stronger boundaries, not more distance? And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them. Sometimes, the right perspective can change everything.